Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 15, episode number 3,366. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery. And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, the return of Who Sucks What? We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, Men's Room Shot of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
The clock, during the drum.
All right, here we go. Police in Pittsburgh search for a man who was blowing up porta potties in a bizarre crime wave. Meanwhile, a Florida man who slapped a 7-Eleven Slurpee out of a woman's hands and all over her face and shirt has given his own slap on the wrist and told to behave. Flight to Houston diverted to Mobile, Alabama because of a drunk woman in panties and a t-shirt. Yes. For $150, you can have a threesome with a red-headed paramedic and her boyfriend named Kurt. And a school's on lockdown and bans parents from throwing their kids over the gate if they show up late. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, the word mistake. It's defined as, quote, an action or judgment that is misguided or wrong. And mistakes are never intentional. That's why they're mistakes, but they do happen all the time. Now, we told you earlier this week about the helicopter carrying a donor heart, and that helicopter crashed on the roof of the hospital as it was attempting to land. Well, no one was seriously injured. The heart did, in fact, survive the crash. Unfortunately, the heart was sent crashing to the ground when a medical worker that was carrying it tripped and fell. Now, sadly, he's not alone. The same thing happened in Mexico City. Heart arrives via helicopter without the crash part. Doctors grab the heart, trip, the heart falls out of the cooler and onto the street. Not even a helipad, it falls onto the street. Now, neither of those mistakes are as bad as what happened at a New Jersey hospital. Now, doctors there successfully performed a kidney transplant. The problem was that they transplanted the kidney to the wrong patient. They had 2 perfectly fine kidneys. They took one out and replaced it with a new one. Now, not every mistake is medical, of course. A bride-to-be, she recently fired off an angry letter to a bridal shop because the wedding dress that she ordered online looked nothing like the one advertised. She even included pictures of herself in the dress. Staff at the bridal shop informed her that she was wearing the dress inside out. Like we said, mistakes happen, and 90% of the time it's embarrassing. Whether it's the arsonist in North Carolina who accidentally set the bag of money he was stealing on fire, or the man who dropped off the wrong baby to his ex's house. Trust me, he will not live that down. And she's still quite angry. But all of this leads to today's question, which is quite simply, What's the stupid mistake that you or someone else will never live down?
Be part of the Big Show. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Top Gun Maverick is the #1 movie in the world.
Damn right.
It's an absolute blast from start to finish, and one of the greatest movies ever made.
Having any fun yet?
Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick, rated PG-13.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All the Jones and away we go. Welcome to season 15, episode number 3,366. What a large and in charge program we have for you today.
Biggest.
Guaranteed future repeat, that is for sure. We're going to need to take a day or two off here before the end of the year. Don't we have vacation time left?
Yeah.
Like a day or two or something like that?
I don't know. I feel you just always put in for vacation, and if they keep saying yes, you keep taking. And then next year, they go, hey, man, you know, we audited the vacation. We gave you 4 extra days. You go, yeah, I know.
I'll be damned. Who knew?
Hey, man.
It's been a weird year.
That system was so messed up for a while.
I don't know how to do this.
Man, we are, it's to be honest with you, it's not like we're hurting today. We didn't go out and get hammered or anything like that last night, but I'm telling you what, Live Day like just sucks everything out of you. It really
does. Like my brain felt weird. All I wanted to do was sleep in this morning, and I was doing well, and I'm awakened by my daughter, who says my name twice, pulls the covers off.
Did she say your name or did she call you Daddy?
Well, she said Daddy. She's like, Daddy? And, you know, you kind of hear it in sleep.
Steve, wake up.
Thrill! Hey, Thrill!
It's morning time.
So I pop my eyes open, and I'm like, what's up, baby? What's up? And she's like, I just saw you, and you look so comfortable. I could tell you were sleeping well. You were under all these covers. I'm like, you're right. I was sleeping very well. Like, that was the whole conversation.
And then you woke up.
And then she skips out of the room. She's so happy. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, yes, I was sleeping comfortably. Why would you wake me up? But she was so happy because apparently I look so content. You woke me up to tell me how comfortable I look while I was sleeping. And I'm like, yes.
Were you being serious about her skipping into the kitchen and asking you questions?
Yeah, she does. It's kind of like a drive-by, right? And it's just little kids doing what they do. My daughter is exceptionally sweet, a little aloof. And by a little, I mean just absolutely aloof. But, you know, kids love their parents, and they always want what's good for you. So, I don't know, it's like 2 weeks ago, I'm in the kitchen, and she skips in. She literally skips in. All she says is, Daddy, big smile on her face. Like, what's up, babe? I hope you don't die.
Then she skips away.
Skipping away. Do you know something I don't? Is this just
what's going on?
Children.
Yeah, you're right.
Children.
It was a very sweet thing to say. It's just words, you know.
You screwed your son over.
All right, so yes.
This is like, I can't even feel sorry for you after the rest of the story.
No, but there's a difference in this. So my daughter wakes me up to tell me that she's so excited because I look so comfortable sleeping. And I'm like, God damn it, I was. Why would you wake me up to tell me? Anyway, whatever. They're off today because today is Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans, of course. But today is Veterans Day. I'm not tracking with this. In my mind, if I go to work, you've got school. Granted, it's homeschooling, but they start at 8:30. I'm working out of the house. I'm going through my general routine, and I realize, oh, man, it's 8:25, right? Now, my daughter's already up because, again, she was up to wake me up. So I go running down the hall, and I throw open my son's bedroom door. I'm like, hey, man. And there's this little mop of hair sticking out of the cover, right? He's sleeping much like I do, very comfortably under the covers. I'm like, bro, you got to get up, man. He's looking at me. I said, you got school in 5 minutes. And I'm feeling bad as a parent because I cannot believe I've cut it this close, right? He looks at me, and he's like, it's Veterans Day. And covers go right back over his head. I'm like, oops, my bad.
Woke him up.
The difference is he went the hell back to sleep.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we do have some terms that kids use coming up. Maybe they don't understand the name of something.
Sure.
So they mistake it or call it something else. But this is pretty entertaining because this stuff kind of does stick with you for life. If you can't say the right word, if you can't do whatever, you're like, would you like some biscotti?
Right.
Or whatever the deal is, we have those on the way. But
apparently that is the single most difficult word for any child to learn
in the English language.
Biscotti, spaghetti.
Our question, what is the stupid mistake you or someone else will never let live down? And we start with a story we brought you a little bit yesterday on the program, and it's just phenomenal. A patient...
It's really not.
It is phenomenal. All of these things are amazing.
Right, and it worked out.
It worked out. That's it. You know, this could have a very different ending, and thank God it didn't. But a patient in a California hospital received a life-saving organ transplant last week, along with a story to tell. Friday afternoon, a transport helicopter carrying a donor heart to Keck Hospital at USC in LA crashed as it attempted to land on the roof of the hospital. The incident was filmed by a bystander who was on the ground. The video showed that the aircraft lost control just a little bit above the helipad. Fortunately, the helicopter landed on its side. No one in the area was seriously injured, including the aircraft's 2 passengers and its pilot. He suffered minor injuries. No big deal. Firefighters then responded to the scene, and they were able to recover the organ from the wreckage and hand it off to hospital employees. Now, keep in mind, they used the jaws of life to get this thing open, because the reason they're there is to get that heart to that patient as fast as possible. Firefighters are able to hand it off to a hospital employee, a doctor, but just as the day looked to be saved, the heart was sent crashing to the ground after the medical worker carrying it tripped while walking across the roof, a slip that was caught on video by a local news helicopter who was there on the scene reporting on the crash. Despite the mishap, the heart remained in good condition and was used for the transplant operation later that day. At 3:15, the helicopter crashed on the helipad on the roof. In a statement from the hospital, passengers aboard are being treated locally. It's a good thing they crashed at the hospital.
If you're going to crash somewhere, the hospital's the best place.
Nobody on the ground in the hospital is injured, and the patient's care has not been disrupted. So it was all good. But you know what? There is no way that guy who dropped that heart will ever be known for anything else.
Oh, no. All of his co-workers,
no matter what,
guaranteed.
That's the dude who dropped the heart on the helipad.
Yeah.
He will never live that down.
You
He
can't.
is still thinking about that right now. Every single email, every single text. Ted, you were on TV just eating a hot dog. That's it.
Jeez, man.
Your phone blew the hell up from everybody. It wasn't even a mistake. You were just eating a hot dog.
And
all of a
you
sudden-
were one of 1,000 people in the shot.
Right.
It's not even like it was just you.
Yeah.
But you shoved a hot dog in your mouth, and suddenly you became the only thing anyone talked about. And that
I'm going to have way too many of these today.
Yeah. But
By the way, that guy's the Leon Lett of hearts.
Think of this guy. This guy is never going to let that down.
No.
His
he's
only
heart guy.
job was to carry the heart in. Could you imagine if for some reason they could not transplant that heart?
Because of that.
How do you look at a heart and know if you dropped it on the ground, it's okay?
You don't.
I mean, do you pick
don't.
You pick the hair and the gravel off of it like you do on the 5-second rule on food?
I think he's blowing. Do the right. Do the best you can.
What do you do? You can't cover it in alcohol and try to kill the germ.
Can you rinse it?
I don't know. Can you?
Well, you have water inside your body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
but
it's not
tap
like there's
water.
a faucet over your heart. I mean, I don't know what to do. I would just say, hey, man, we're not telling anyone. Because look, if that guy was not caught on video, there's zero chance that because he wouldn't even go home and tell his wife, how was your day? Like,
they're picking gravel out of it.
And the worst part is, he's not alone. We go to Google that story, right? Someone else goes, ooh, yeah, the heart drop. So I Google, doctor drops heart on ground. And the story pops up. And I'm like, man, this seems a little different. It happened in Mexico City. But in this case, it's kind of the same thing. The helicopter shows up. It does not crash. They hand the doctors the heart. They have it in a cooler, and then the cooler is on a trolley hand truck thing. Mm-hmm. It falls, and the picture they have is awful. So the cooler falls off of the hand truck, the door pops open, and the heart lands on the street. A street in Mexico City.
Jeez.
Yeah, man. But same thing. They stuffed it back in the cooler, did the operation, and apparently it was successful.
We go to St. Louis, Missouri. A man abandoned not one, but 2 toddlers at a St. Louis County daycare on Tuesday morning. Investigators then scrambled for hours to try to figure out who the kids were and who their parents were. The boy was 4 years old. His sister were 2. They were healthy. They were safe. I mean, they were in the care of,
He just went to the wrong place.
Right? Their grandmother eventually got them in the afternoon. A man dropped them off at the Kingdom Care Daycare in Castle Point. Kids appeared to be well cared for. The workers had never seen the children before that day. Man brought him inside, insisted it was the right daycare, and then left. The staff then called police. The kids, they fit right into the daycare. They stayed there for most of the day.
Sure.
Yeah, the little boy gave enough information. Police were able to track down their grandmother, who was a daycare manager at a different facility.
Wait, their grandmother is a
Daycare
Jesus,
manager.
dude.
And
Come
Marquita
on.
Carter, yeah. Tuesday afternoon, St. Louis County Police confirmed the kid's mother had been at the hospital for a medical procedure. The man who dropped them off was her boyfriend. Unfortunately, he did not stick around the daycare to help sort things out.
I like that he
He's like,
insisted
"I'm
it's
out.
the right place. Right?
I'm out."
The staff, right? The entire staff is telling this guy, hey, man, we're pretty sure your kids don't go here because none of us, including the other kids, recognize them. And we work here. It's all we do is deal with kids. We don't know who they are. And he's like, nah, this is the right place. And rolls out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just left. Like, you're wrong.
What is the stupid mistake that you or someone else will never live down? 206-421-ROCK.
Some quick information about the hearts that apparently get dropped on the ground. It says, first of all, you rinse it with normal sterile saline solution.
All right.
So
All right.
we won't run it under the tap.
Just like you use for your contacts.
Then it says, guys, any organ being transported for donation is in a medically approved storage container. It's just not there in a plastic baggie for people to lug around. Usually, at least in coolers that are well marked as donation and then protected inside. We understand that.
Yeah, we get that, but this
We
one
know.
wasn't.
No, it wasn't. The helicopter crashed.
Yeah.
This guy was holding this thing with two hands underneath it.
Yeah, he was holding the
like a
heart.
newborn baby that you're rushing into surgery who needs to get there right away. I mean, this was not like a kid in a box or, you know what I mean? It wasn't anything like that. There was no X's and stuff on a styrofoam cooler. This was the guy holding
Just the heart.
wrapped in a cloth in his hands.
Maybe he should have tucked it.
Like, yeah, right.
Yeah, like a football.
Yeah,
right?
high and tight.
That might have been the worst fumble of the year.
Seriously, I just hope somebody yelled bingo.
Oh, damn.
What's the stupid mistake you or someone else
That
will never
guy.
live down? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Evan. Welcome to the men's room.
What's up, fellas?
Hola.
So one night about a month ago, we were at the new casino down there in Tacoma, ETC, and they have a sucker bet there on the blackjack. It's a game called Lucky Ladies. So if you get dealt two queens of hearts and the dealer shows a blackjack, you can win 1,000 to 1. So I was betting the sucker bet for about 10 hands, $5, and then finally took my wager off. And then that first hand, I didn't hit it. And then the second hand after I took the sucker bet off, I ended up getting dealt the two queens of hearts, and the dealer got blackjack, so I got screwed out of about $5,000.
Now, let me ask you this. How pissed off are you in that moment?
I was pretty pissed off, but at the same time, I kind of laughed. I was like, it's like a hysterical laugh. I'm just like, oh my God. Like,
But laughing doesn't always mean something's funny. Like, I can picture your laugh, and I can feel it would probably make me uncomfortable.
yeah, I was pretty uncomfortable, and people were giving me crap. Like, my two buddies were there. They're like, you idiot, what are you doing?
Okay, let's think about this. Not that you can do anything about it, but you would have won $5,000 cash, right?
Yeah.
If you win that big of a sum, do they take taxes out, or do they just give you the $5,000 and you got to pay it back later, or is that doesn't hit the window?
I think that I've never won that much before, but I think they'll like have someone come over and then you can get a check for it, or they give you a voucher or something, and then you go over and you can get it cash at the window.
Okay.
You can either do a cash or check, I think.
What would you have done with that money? If you had $5,000, if you would have won, what would you have done with it?
I'm not going to lie, I probably would have taken 1,000 of it and kept playing with it, and then took like the $4,000 and just pocketed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
I think that's about
everyone
right.
who's gambling says that, but we'll see.
I know, but what would
Well,
you
it depends. If you go for the check, you're probably going to be a little more responsible. But $5,000 in
sure.
cash, I feel like even with my best intentions, I'm going to end up blowing $3,000 of it that day.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
The reason I'm asking is
there for
I've never had money like that drop in my lap.
No.
So I'd be like, whoa, what can I do now? You know what I mean?
That's it, man.
I think the most I ever won was like $1,000 in cash.
That's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
I won $963 on the slot machine. I was so broke, though, I honestly did not go spending it. Just like, oh, my God, I can actually get something to eat. Sir, and this is Vegas, so I'm going to, like, the buffets with all these old people for, like, $6.99 eating rubbery crab legs. But I could not have afforded that otherwise.
Yeah, when I hit, man, I never know what's going to happen. It's like, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, yes! And it'll stop at like $20.
Right, like there should be a $1 minimum for the sirens and all that crap to go off.
Yes.
Because everyone's looking, everyone's excited for you, and they're like $40.
What is the stupid mistake you or someone else will never live down? 206-421-ROCK.
And by the way, don't mess with that kind of crap in Vegas, man. We were there. I think I won $42 playing something. And I don't remember what we're playing. I think it was blackjack. But at this point, I'm like, well, I'm just going to catch up. But when I roll up, man, they have, these super security guard guys and the earpieces. I say to the guy behind the cage, I go, before I hand him my ticket, and just said, hey, man, if I can, I'd like to get these all in 20s. I want to keep these bills. So, but as soon as I say that, he snaps his fingers, and these two giant dudes walk up because they think I'm going to lay down this huge ticket. They look down, they look at me, they don't say anything, and the guy's like, well, 2 20s work? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, all 20s?
It was $42.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you got 2 20s.
They were unimpressed with that. Mm-hmm. I thought I was funny. Guess what? I'm not.
Yeah, I did that with a check once. It was like a G. And the guy did not find it amusing.
But you had $1,000.
Right, I know. But
at least that's 4 digits.
He was like, you want it in all 20s? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. You don't want a couple big bills? Like, help me out. Because it was just a bank. Like, no, man.
Right.
All 20s.
Vegas is kind of a serious town. It's not that you're not there to have fun or anything like that, but I'm saying,
we're there
unless
to have fun.
Go to a comedy show, no one else seems to be joking around. You know what I mean?
Not joking. They might be in a good mood.
They got things in their ears, you know what I mean? They're checking everything out. What is the stupid mistake you or someone else will never live down? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Scotty. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, Big Cholas. Long time no see. This is Scotty, your friendly neighborhood one and only Kiss Army Night checking in. How you doing, fellas?
Hola.
Doing well.
All
Which
right,
neighborhood?
Let me tell you what I did. First, I'm a veteran. I came home, got myself a job in a prison. I'm working with my sergeant. It's a busy night. He says, hey, Walmer, hurry up and just grab whatever you want out of the fridge, eat it, and get back to me. We got stuff to do. I'm like, hey, Sarge, all right, I got it. Boom, I get in the fridge. There's a big old pan of pork chops with barbecue sauce. When I eat one as fast as I can, I'm like, I'm ready, Sarge. He's standing with a clipboard in his hand. Apparently, there's frozen Hungry Man meals for staff on top, right? He goes, he's marking off what Hungry Man. He goes, what'd you eat? I said, a pork chop. He goes, ain't no Hungry Man pork chops. I said, what was in the tinfoil on the bottom? He goes, that was someone's dinner. We're going to have to keep an eye on you.
Well, if he said grab whatever you want, I would have too.
That's what he said. And it was a damn good pork chop, too, like I said.
How you doing today, man? You all right? Okay.
It's pork chop.
Well,
that was a lot.
That was.
It was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did the Kiss Army figure into that?
He's your friendly neighborhood Kiss Army.
Who's looking for a pork chop tonight?
Right.
We got one with barbecue sauce. I also found it amazing. It sounds like he was in the actual service, but he reps the Kiss Army.
Yeah.
Even on Veterans Day.
Well, if anyone out there is looking for cocaine, you know who to call. What's the stupid mistake you or someone else will never live down? 206-421-ROCK.
Eating pork chops.
Hello, Willie. Welcome to the men's room.
Can't believe he was hungry.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Hey, you guys were awesome yesterday. The whole show. You guys were fantastic. So
Thank you, man.
We appreciate it.
Especially that creepy Kyle.
Man, he busted his ass all day, didn't he? He really did. I mean, he really did.
And we're not kidding, right? So we had like a Zoom connection or some kind of video connection to his ass. And every time we checked in with him, he started looking like a wilted flower in the window. Like his shoulders kept getting closer and closer to the handlebars. The sweat was unbelievable. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but good on him, man.
I know he's not walking around a lot today.
Nah, and his gooch is in pain.
Yeah.
So here's what I did years and years ago. Me and a bunch of bachelors, my dudes, we were out on the town on New Year's Eve in Portland, and we were walking and taxi cabbing it all over the place. And midnight, I had no plans. We're just like, wherever we are at midnight, that's where the party will be. And inner southeast Portland. And midnight rolls around, and I've been talking with this girl outside having a smoke, and midnight rolls around, and I end up making out with her at 12 o'clock. Ding, 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 and start kissing and everything. It's all going well, and then, granted, I've been at it since 5 o'clock. We've been out on the town. My friends are like, hey, she's a hooker? A prostitute? No. Oh, yeah. They still give me heck about that today. Hey, how much did you pay for that?
Did she ever charge you for anything?
Oh, heck no. I mean, I bought her a drink. I I guess.
All right, well, let me ask you.
Does that count then? If
Did she ever offer her services to you?
Not to my knowledge or memory. But again, I didn't know that she was a prostitute.
Oh, how did they know? How did your friends know?
I think they were a lot more clear-eyed than I was at that point.
All right.
That's fair.
Okay.
I want to say one of the last times we were in Vegas, Ted and I are sitting at a table, and there's two chicks, and they're dolled the hell up.
Was this the first night we got there, and that one guy rolls in with the two hookers?
But Ted and I are aware that they're prostitutes. And this dude...
I don't think he was.
He had no idea. No. He thought he had just knocked it out of the park.
Is that the black girl and the redhead? Is that the two?
Yeah, it's two black chicks. Yeah. And then the dude, he looked like a Mormon missionary kind of guy, right? I mean, just absolute button. And he was decent enough, but he was drunk out of his mind. And it ended up getting ruined for him because these chicks sit down. They're just shooting ass with me and Ted, right? Like, they're not propositioning us. We're not trying to go there, but we're just talking like music, a bunch of crap, right? And this dude's with him, and he's just so proud of himself. But then we realize he's had so much to drink, but by the time they were done talking to us, his ass, basically, he was drunk beyond repair. Yeah. And they got up and left his ass.
Yeah.
There's the whole thing. We're like, dude, you could have gotten laid. Your dumb ass sat down with them, with us, and then they're talking to us, and you just see him sinking in the chair, eyes getting less focused. Oh, yeah. And we're just like...
By the time he focused back in, he's just kind of looking at us.
Yeah, and we're like, hey, bro, we can't help you.
We were at a convention.
Right. It's our excuse to go to Vegas.
That was a good bar.
Oh, that bar is great. I love that place.
Is it there anymore, or is it gone? You think it's gone?
Damn.
Well, they turned the Hard Rock into the Virgin, right? But I don't know if they completed the transformation. If they did, why would they get rid of that damn bar?
I wouldn't. It's the center of
it
the
wasn't part of our vision.
Yeah, right. It was part of my vision for about 4 days. That's all I saw.
And I had double vision.
What's the stupid mistake you or someone else will never live down? 206-421-ROCK.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Top Gun Maverick is the #1 movie in the world.
Damn right.
It's an absolute blast from start to finish, and one of the greatest movies ever made.
Having any fun yet?
Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick, rated PG-13.
The men's room is in progress. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
A bride complained about a wedding dress she ordered online and wrote an angry letter before realizing that she had made a mistake. The mom admitted to ordering a wedding gown. Alongside the note that she sent, this is nothing like what I ordered. She attached 2 unflattering pictures of herself in the wedding gown. Mm-hmm. But the staff at Millie Bridal immediately realized she was actually the one in the wrong. They responded, "You put the dress on inside out. Please put it on the right way." The bride couldn't help but laugh when she realized her mistake and confessed to having a, quote, blonde moment. On a Facebook post, she wrote, 2 weeks ago, my wedding dress came in. I was really upset about the look of it. Sent an angry email to the company wanting to return it. I took pictures of me in the dress, telling them it looked nothing like what I ordered. Well, today I received this response from the company. You put the dress on inside out. Our question, what is the stupid mistake you or someone else will never live down? 206-421-ROCK.
Here's a few comments. It says, my brother made a grilled cheese sandwich and forgot the cheese. Didn't realize it until he took a bite. How do you not? Then this one, it says, I pulled a gun on the Amazon delivery driver this morning. I was thinking it was someone trying to break into my car. I drew on him. He had his daughter with him.
Oh, no.
Hey, my bad, man. Sorry. I thought you'd break into my car. Yeah. Kids make everything worse. Right? Just add a kid, and now you feel even worse. Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How you guys doing?
Doing good, Brandon. Thank you.
So I just want to share a little fun fact with y'all before I start my story. I actually share the same name as a lead singer of a band.
Wow. Okay.
What's his name?
Brandon. So I'm trying to figure out the band.
Brandon, the dude from The Killers?
Yes, sir. You got it.
Oh, Ted, nice work.
Brandon, what does Ted win from your question? What does he get?
He wins my respect. He's already got it, but he gets extra respect.
Ooh, extra
nice.
respect.
Ted.
Put some respect.
Take that home with you.
There you go. Respect with a capital T on the end.
So what's the dumb mistake you'll never live down?
So I one time I got pretty drunk and decided it would be a good idea to light a porta potty on fire, and I achieved said goal by a little bit of lighter fluid and the toilet paper inside it, but it spread, and this was in like a public park, like your seesaws and all that stuff.
Sure.
And I caught the park on fire, the grass, and it kind of escalated from there. Cops were called. I was arrested. I had to do some probation and pay a fine.
How were you arrested? Did they have you on video?
Yeah, they had cameras at the park, and it was actually right across the street from where I lived.
Okay.
All right.
So I assume what the charge was, arson, I'm guessing?
Yeah, and luckily I was able to get out of the going to jail part.
What do you think it's because you were drunk? Because, I mean, look, people do dumb things when they're drunk. But if you're sober and intentionally start a fire, I feel like they're going to come down on you worse.
I kind of pleaded my case. I got a good lawyer. I was like, man, it was something stupid. I should have never done it. I regret it. I'm sorry. I'll fix the park if you need me to. I'll pay for the porta potty, whatever I got.
I was going to ask you, because I'm curious, what is the cost? You destroyed it, so you have to replace it. How much is it?
I don't know the total amount of the porta potty itself. I just know that I had to pay like $5,000.
Okay, well, I'm sure some of that was part of it.
I'm sure someone went to the porta. If you had to guess how much a porta potty, right? I'm going to sell you a single porta potty.
I need one for my backyard.
When do you think I'm ripping you off?
Would you buy a used one, or are you going to buy a new one?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter to me.
It's a porta potty.
Yeah, you probably clean every porta potty I've been in. I know it's been.
You ever walked into a brand new porta potty?
Brand new?
Brand new. Like you can still smell the plastic.
Freshly cleaned, yes. Brand new, no.
Oh, it's a life-changing experience. You're like, this is really nice.
How did you know?
Because I could smell it. Everything was so new and fresh. It was too clean to be true. And they have a sheet that they put on the wall in there. This was one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Like the handicap-sized ones. And it only had like 2 check-offs for people who've gone in there and cleaned it. They only had 2 dates.
Maybe that means they don't clean it much.
Could have been.
That's the other possibility.
He should have told him he was a rock star.
Now, I will say that we were at the Gorge. I think it was a Soundgarden show. I'm not 100%. Either way, the porta potties were very close to our campsite, which was great. But when we got there, they were cleaning them, and I was like, and I had to prove.
Oh, I waited.
Wait, man, and that's right, you were there.
I went in there barefoot.
And there was like a mad dad. Everyone's like, dude, I've never used a freshly cleaned
4
porta
a.m.,
potty.
man. You can hear him coming in and sucking it out. I'm like curled up in a ball, rocking back and forth, tripping. I'm flying. I got to poop. And I'm like, they are clean and I am moving out.
But barefoot, Miles?
Yeah. I'm on something. I don't know what the hell I
He was high, bro.
I know I got
Trust
poop,
me.
man. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Put your flip-flops on, don't
Yeah. I don't think I had any.
I will say this. I have timed it out perfect once. I was at a festival. I was going to pay for a shower. And right as I was walking up to the shower, they cleaned the porta potty. So I got a clean poo and then cleaned myself.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
You came back a new man.
Oh, unbelievable.
Right.
I strutted
I'm ready
across,
to go now.
I strutted across that campground.
What's a stupid mistake you or someone else will never live down? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Travis. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, Ted.
What's up, Travis?
Hey, guys. Long-time listener, all-the-time caller. Hey, I painted the wrong house.
Come on, how did you mix it up? Was it the wrong address or what?
Inside or out?
Outside. It was exterior. And in my defense, I was given the wrong address, okay? So I was supposed to be on Avenue, but I went to Place. So I was 2 blocks over, and I get there, and I just, I start doing what I normally do. I pull out drop cloths. I check the house. I find that the south side was really bad, so I threw my drops out, started scraping. I scraped down that whole side. I primed it. I started caulking, and it comes about noon, I get a call, and they say, hey, are you even coming in today? And I'm like, what do you mean? I've been here all morning. And so it turns out I'm 2 blocks over. They're on Avenue. I'm on Place. The people whose house that I started scraping are on vacation. Their neighbors are watching the house, but they're at work. They're coming over to feed the dogs at the end of the day, and I'm over here prepping the wrong house. Never lived that down. My boss treated me like garbage the whole rest of the day. Like, every time he'd come around me, he'd say some snide remark like, yeah, I'm licensed, bonded, and insured. I'm the one they're going to sue.
I don't think anyone's going to sue you for scraping the chipping paint and caulking my house.
But based on what you're saying, you know, they're 2 blocks away, so the same side of the house that they needed to be repainted, someone's going to set the same way.
Right.
So their house, exactly what they said, was probably exactly what you walked into.
Well, yeah. So, and the whole day, he's telling me, like, oh, you're trespassing. I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying you for the day. And he's making it out like I'm such a bad guy. I still take stuff for this. Almost every week I hear something about it. So it come into the day, the boss goes driving by that house, and I get in my van, and I go driving by the house, and I see the boss gets out, and he goes to talk to some guy that's in the front yard. It turns out to be the guy that lives across the street who's feeding the dogs and checking on the house. The boss talks to them. He's like, oh, okay. They figure out that the homeowners aren't even there for the week. They call the homeowners. And my boss is really great with customers, so he ends up smoothing it over on the phone. And the people were basically like, "Hey, we needed to get it painted anyways, so maybe this is just a good time to get it done." So he walks around, he writes up a bid, gives them an estimate. They accept the estimate, so we end up getting a job out of the deal.
Well, that's awesome.
And then, no, it wasn't awesome because I still take crap for it every day.
So you got him new business,
and he's still giving you crap.
Still get grief.
No, and here's where it's, and the next day I go to punch in the GPS to go back to the house I'm supposed to be working on, and I look at my boss's text where he gave me the wrong address. So I was taking it all day, not even realizing he's the one that sent me the wrong address. And so I get to work. I didn't even tell him. I didn't call him. I didn't text him and say, hey, man, you sent me a place, and you're on Avenue. I just got to work and showed him the address that he sent me on the text, and then he couldn't even look at me. Like, he couldn't even look at me.
And you got him new business.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's mistakes you can make that if I showed up at my house and there's some guy with the drop cloth and he's spray painting, well, not spray painting, but spraying my house, and I might tell him, hey, man, I think you're at the wrong place, but don't stop. Right? I mean, like, because you're painting my house. But think about the stories where a demo team goes out, and you see this all the time. They knock down a freaking house only to find out, like, hey, that's not the house you're supposed to knock down.
I also think it'd be very entertaining to hear that phone call with a couple who were on vacation.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
They were nice. They were
right, but still, like,
because you were painting their house.
You never pick up the phone that much when you're on vacation. Like, who's this? Something's wrong with my dogs. And then the neighbor says, hey, man, I don't know how to tell you this, but when you were gone, they tried to paint your house.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What color were you scheduled to paint that house?
I was just going to be like a brown with a chocolate trim.
And what color was the house that you showed up at?
It was like 3 or 4 different colors oxidized. It was hard to tell. It was like a peachy looking on one side, and then the sun side. It looked like somebody had attempted to paint some green trim and only did like half of it. And like, it was really
so basically, when you got there, it looked like a house that needed to be painted.
Exactly. It looked like something I was there to do. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's there are worse things you could do. I've been, and I've said this before. I hated this moment. We're in South Beach, Miami, and we're staying at this expensive-ass hotel. It's expensive enough that 4 of us went in, and we could afford one night. And we have to share a room, right? But we're all like, look, let's just do it, fine, whatever. I get hammered, and I wander off because I'm going to go get cigarettes. No big deal. I walk maybe 3 blocks. I buy my cigarettes. I walk back to the hotel. All I remember is that my room is on the 6th floor. So I walk back into the hotel, get in the elevator, and the elevator I get in, it goes 1 through 5. I'm just like, all right, whatever. And just like our office building here, there's an elevator shaft that goes up to the 18th floor. The one takes you up to 30, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. You just figured there was a relay up there someplace.
Yeah, no big deal. Whatever, man. So I walk around to a different set of elevators, and they all stop at 5. Now I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I'll just take it up to 5. I will go to the stairway, F it, and I'll just walk up there. So Take the elevator up. Keep in mind, I am drunk, so I'm like bouncing off the walls as I'm walking. But I'm starting to get frustrated, so I'm starting to wake up a little bit because I just cannot believe how hard it is to get back to my goddamn room. So I go up to the 5th floor, open the door to the stairwell, and the stairs, they don't go up, they just go down. And I'm like, how? And I'm getting mad at myself, like, how can I not find the 6th floor? Obviously, it's 6 stories up. I go to each and every elevator, and again, this is maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Finally, because he hates to do this, I got to roll up to the front desk. And there's this woman sitting back there, and I'm just like, hey, man, I can't find my room. And she recognizes that I'm drunk, and she's like, well, sir, what room are you in? And I read it off my card, whatever the hell. And she goes, sir, we don't have a 6th floor. And I went, sadly, this is my quote, oh, I think you do. That is exactly how I said it. She asked to see my key card, and she was very nice, but she had that look in her eye and said, sir, you're at the wrong hotel. Oh, no. So I wander out. By the time I get to my hotel, now keep in mind, in South Beach, a lot of the hotels, it's like those squatty Art Deco. It's like white stucco. They all look the same. Granted, the signage is entirely different and all this. But I whiff on this. And by the time I get back to the hotel, my wife's like, what were you doing? I'm like, man, I just went to get cigarettes. She's like, what took so long? I'm like, I went to the wrong hotel. As soon as I say that, she looks at her friend. She's like, I told you. She's like, you're so drunk and predictable. And stupid. She was like, I know him. Exactly. I'm like, yeah. And I told her the same thing. She's like, is that how you said it? I said, oh, yeah. Oh, I think you do. And that woman took so much satisfaction. Like I said, she was very polite. But you could hear the satisfaction like, oh, you're in the wrong hotel. I felt so stupid in that moment.
Mm-hmm. I've done it in the wrong floor in a hotel in Vegas.
Were you in the right hotel?
I was in the right hotel.
Okay, step up.
Wrong floor.
And weren't you like not pounding on the door or something?
Oh, we were pounding hard. Like, let us in. And that guy was so pissed. I remember finally he's just like, get the F away from my, like, oh my God.
Sorry.
Like, we have screwed up big time.
I don't know the...
Right, same thing. It's 2 or 3 in the morning.
I know, man. You just feel so stupid.
I don't know the outcome of this, but I'm rushing to the airport. I've got a rental car. All right. And I had filled the rental car up because I had the car for 4 or 5 days. Sure. I've been driving around a lot. But before you need to take it back, I didn't do the option on that you top off the car.
Okay.
All right. So there's about 1/4 of a tank in there or whatever. But I'm like, you know what? I'm driving to the airport. I'm a little bit late, but not crazy late. There's a gas station right there. I whip the car in. I top it off real quick. I go inside. I get a couple things. I come back out. And I look down at the handle. And I look up, and it's like, it's cheap. It was real cheap. And I was like, this is like $6. You know, like, that's cheap. So I look down and I put the thing back, and it's a green handle. And the thing, and I'm like, I just topped this car off with diesel gas. So I drove it to the rental car place as fast as I could. Right. They're out there meeting you with their little gauge and their little thing. They check everything. The car all right, nothing wrong on the outside. I'm like, nope, it's fine.
It's good.
So I kind of don't know what happened from there. But
damn, man,
never got a call. So I kept waiting, like, when's this email going to show up?
How long before you finally relaxed?
I saw one. I was like, oh, God, there it is. It's like, how did you enjoy your experience with Finterprise or whatever it was?
Ooh, Finterprise.
I just
throwing us off.
Ravis.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I just Googled that real quick. Sounds like it runs for a few more miles, and then when the diesel gets in, it'll stop the engine.
Yeah, that's what I said. At least you were close. You can drop it off. No one's going to notice.
No one emailed me.
But see, here's the thing.
That's crazy.
The next person that rented the car, I'm sure they gave Finterprise all kinds of grief. What kind of crap is this, man?
Yeah.
Goddamn car doesn't run. You know, I couldn't even make it to my hotel.
And to make matters worse, it was a really nice family, like Toyota Sienna minivan. I didn't know how nice those things were. They are really, really nice.
And so mess with the gas
if you're
tank.
a kid, that's where you want to be.
Sure,
in
absolutely.
One of those things, man, they are
tailgating,
roomy. Those seats I could pull up in the back, like almost fit like 8 people in there. You know,
don't run on diesel.
I was there, right. It was nice. It was.
It was.
What?
Wow.
What is the stupid mistake you or someone else will never live down? 206-421-RON.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.